Europe is far behind in their economy. 500 years ago, European nations conquered and ran as much as 80% of the planet. They shaped the globe as their wars killed millions of people, and surprisingly, it was a birthplace of modern capitalism and the Industrial Revolution. Over the last 15 years, however, their economy has essentially been treading water at best. Their share of the global economy output was 33% 20 years ago, and as of 2024, it was only 23%. It is estimated to be their lowest portion of the global economy since the Middle Ages. Household wealth growth has been a problem for Europe, as it has grown by a third as much as Americans since 2009. Per capita, GDP in the US is about $86,000 a year versus $56,000 a year for Germany and only $53,000 a year for the UK. Now, you may think Europe is a great place to live, but Americans have a far higher standard of living. Here in the United States, we have over 50% more living space on average per person, and 4 out of 5 Americans have air conditioning and clothes dryers at home. This compares to Europeans, where the numbers range between 1/5 and only 1/3. The high tax revenue needed to finance their welfare spending could be causing problems. I was blown away by the fact that Europe's welfare state account for half of the planet's welfare spending. That's just crazy. Looking at tax revenue as a share of its economic output shows problems as well. It is currently around 38% in Germany, 43% in Italy, and 44% in France. The US, we're only at 25%. Their politics subsidize vacations, back-to-school equipment for children, and public transit. Well, it's all free for everyone. A big problem is their workforce is at risk of declining due to an aging population. The average European is nearly 45 years old, and compared with 39 years old for the average American, and the continent's working age population is predicted to fall by nearly 50 million by 2050. The question is, who will pay all the tax revenue if there are less people working and more people collecting? We have our problems here at home in the US, but I worry Europe is on a troubling economic path. I was just in Europe a couple of weeks ago, and what I saw of Spain and Portugal, well, I gotta tell you, I was not that impressed. It seemed every single piece of black space, new and old, was covered with graffiti. And I also noticed at the airport in Munich, it was really dark, as they appeared to only have on half the lights in the whole airport, just to save energy. One may like to visit places in Europe for the history, but I believe over the next 10 years, they're going to have a meeting with reality that you cannot keep giving your citizens free stuff as less and less people work. I'm Brent Wilsey with Wilsey Asset Management. If you like these videos, be sure to get a like or comment, and feel free to check out our other YouTube videos and weekly newsletter for the latest economic news, expert analysis, and market insights.